Greetings, everyone. Just kind of sitting up here is a little bit extra work to set up because I am currently blocked or banned from going live on Facebook. So I kind of need to share links, things like that on Facebook from YouTube, which I just did. So I can start to just verify. I can start the actual content. Okay, good. Okay, so here I printed 3 little tests yesterday, and of that power core, and can't really see it with the glare from the window, but it actually came out decent. It's not super, but it's decent. So I'm going to take advantage today, and I am going to improve some parts that I see could use some improvement. I was amazed. Remember how I posted on the previous video? There was this corrugated accordion style pattern that I was concerned because it was so small, so thin. It's like half. It's like a half of a quarter of a millimeter, something like that. And so I was really concerned because I was thinking that the printer was going to struggle to do it. I knew it would be able to do something, but I didn't know what it will be able to do, and how well it will be able to do it. So what I did is that I slowed the printer down to 50%. I did like a print. Then I did a second print where I slowed it down to 40%. And then I did down to 30%. So the printer going extremely slow. In each case, it actually printed those difficult parts fairly well, from 50 all the way down to 30. Of course, the slower it went, the better it printed. Now, what I want to do today is finalize this core. There are some areas where the printer did print details, but the details are not crisp. So what I'm going to do is alter the design so that it will look good when I print it. So some areas I'm going to exaggerate the parts that meet. Some parts that are like beveled. So I'm going to eliminate a bevel and have one side beveled, and the other side is just going to be 90 degrees, and the other side is going to be beveled. And I may do it where, printing the cylinder going up, the bottom parts are going to be with 90 degrees, and the top parts are going to be beveled. And then on the top, it's just going to be the opposite, where the parts that should be beveled, because it's mirrored, should be beveled. Those are going to become truncated at 90 degrees, and the top parts are just going to be beveled instead of being 90 degrees like they would be at the bottom. So all this is dealing with how an FDM printer is going to handle essentially gravity, because those parts are going to be overhangs, and the printer can handle the overhangs at a certain point. The closer it is to the body or to another object, another shape, it will handle it better. It won't handle it perfectly, but it will handle it better. The further away, where it's more in midair, well, it's not going to handle it at all. With the exception if you're using a conveyor belt type printer like the CR30. but CR30 will most likely not handle a part this small. It can, I'm sure it can handle it, but I doubt it will handle it as well as I am thinking it will. Maybe I might be wrong. It might. I might try an experiment where I'm going to have to like suspend the cylinder on a little ledge, so the cylinder is being printed at about how would it be? Being a cylinder. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't want it to be like printing going up, but maybe it'll have to be like suspended on a little piece completely off of a raft. I don't know. That might be interesting to try and see. More like a proof type of project. So with that said, this is without cleanup, so I don't think you can see it with all the glare and the. But if I were to take a nice photo of this, you'll see a lot of imperfections. There's areas where the print is actually rough. It won't look bad. Now if you take a magnifying glass and you start looking at it really close, then yeah, those things will come up. This is also before doing the smoothing process, which is another concern when it comes to the details, because you can smooth the part so much to suppress layer lines, but you can smooth it so much that you can remove details. So another option to consider is doing a very light smoothing. Okay. When a customer gets it, the customer can smooth it further. That's another. So that way, parts of it can be, just smooth enough, and then a customer can come in with some alcohol and with a Q-tip, cotton swab, and smooth areas where they intend to paint. That might actually work. So I'm going to make changes right now, and you get to see what those changes will be and why I'm doing them, and I'll explain the logic behind it all. So let me go ahead and start sharing the process, sharing the screen. Okay, go to hide this. Take a quick. I said hide it, and I brought it back when I alt tab. Now I'm alt tabbing. I got alt tab twice. Okay, back to the browser. Okay, so there's a few other things that I am. It's been a very hectic 2 months or so since JoeFest, since coming back from JoeFest. It's been extremely hectic over here. And I'll explain, a bit of some of the delays and things. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking of doing. This I'm going to make into 90 degrees. This I'm going to leave it alone. Click out of that. This I am thinking of. I could leave it as an arc, but this I'm thinking of putting making this more separated, you could say, maybe with a bevel. This I'm going to eliminate the hexagon hole there because it doesn't show up on the print. I'm going to eliminate this screw part here. So eliminate this gap that's in between the support structure piece here, and I'm in the bevel here, and basically from this point, make this into a little bump. The details of a raised screw won't show up, but it'll show up as a bump. So playing with the imagination, you see, a surface like that, your mind is going to think, oh, little screws or something like that. And so that will, because what's going on here is that the printer is printing this area, but there's so many raised parts and extruded cuts like this, little gaps, that it's rough. Now it plays on your imagination that there is something there, some sort of detail there, but if you don't look at it straight on, like with a magnifying glass, mentally you see it and you know that there's something there. And now the details is that the details didn't really come out. Just too much of a challenge for the printer. So I'm going to help the printer by, instead of doing a lot of these cuts, it's going to become one single bump. The concern about the smoothing process is this. This actually printed. These details here actually came out. I'm amazed. I wasn't expecting them to come out as well as they did. So with the resin printer and the FDM, these parts, this section here, actually came out. Is it raining? It's raining outside. Wow. I kept hearing this noise. I'm thinking like, well, with the headphones, I'm thinking like it's the noise from the fan or maybe one of the printers, since they have fans as well. And sometimes the fans turn on and off by themselves. But no, it's rain. Just got a message here. I'm going to take a quick look, because it might be one of you guys watching asking a question. Okay. Now these little dips here actually came out, but didn't come out very strongly. What I can do is either remove it or remove the bevels, making this more like a cut. I'm thinking making it more like a cut would actually, would show up that there's two parts. And that definitely will. I have no doubt on that. Yesterday, the previous video, the concern was also this area because of the overhangs. And I'm thinking what I can do is that I can remove it. I can remove this middle piece, because the print does print something. There is something there. It's not completely clean, but without a doubt, there is something there. But I would help the design by removing it and making this more of a gap. The gap definitely will show up, and the gap would actually look good. It actually does look good on this piece that I'm looking at. It actually does look good. So, and that might actually work itself for a future design. Having a gap in between, I might be able to make a hook later on something else that you can take these parts and suspend them from something, so you can end up having maybe something like a stand. These things are suspended on the table and it's got a little stand for that. That might be something there. So, instead of just putting something at the ends, or you could just rest it on top, which is also a good idea. A little bit more on the sci-fi part that's making something, suspended in a different way. So, okay, let us begin. I'm going to go ahead and, am I in the proper folder for it? I am not. I am going to go ahead and file, save as. I am going to go ahead and make a separate file. Let me go ahead and copy this path. I'm going to go ahead and make a separate file. I'm going to say 2A. That way, these changes are going to be significant enough that if I want to go back and fix them or do something else, I have the master file that I can revert to. Okay, so there's no errors listed on the top, so we shall begin. Can I simply, with this one, can I simply select the shape and simply delete it? What exactly is this shape? All it is, it's a hexagon. Another option would be to simply make this shape smaller, give it a smaller diameter. So that way it's still there, it's just smaller, so it doesn't really show up. Let me try that real fast. Okay, so I'm going to click Edit Sketch. Working from here, what do we want to do? Do we want to just simply change the diameter size for, if I say 3, well, let me just go directly, just say 3 millimeters. That would make the thing basically disappear. Let's try this. Let's see if there's no chain reaction. There might be, yeah, look at that. A bunch of errors there. Are these significant errors? I mean, yeah, well, there's quite a bit. So let's undo this and simply delete it. Control Z. Control Z. One Control Z should have done it. I'm going to go ahead and just reload the file. Oh, okay, we're back. Okay, so let's take this then and delete it. Yes, it will come up with errors, but the errors may be less. It might be even easier to fix. Sometimes it's harder to fix an error when parts are linked to it. The same kind of errors. Okay, well, let's take a look and see. Could not find face of plane. That's a lot of stuff. Well, okay. See, I don't want to spend too much time going back in fixing. So let's Control Z again. Let's do this. Not the best way to do it, but let's go ahead and just simply put another part on top of it and delete it that way by cutting it away. Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll select this plane right there. I'm going to go sketch. Now I'm going to select that surface there. Let's do a cutaway. Let's cut this away so we can see. Come on, cut away. Come on, I want the cuts finer. See, this is a bit not fine enough. I need to, how do I do this? Offset distance. 0.2. I never messed around with this before. 0.5. Let's try that. I never did this before. Never did that. Can I simply drag this here? Well, still want to do 0.25. 1 point. Yeah. So this is doing what exactly? Positive there, negative. Okay. Much that more. A little bit more, getting closer to the 2 mark. Oh, okay. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, so what I want is to expose this area so I could go. I already went sketch. Maybe I didn't select the second sketch. Okay, so this, I need to change the orientation. What I'm going to do is make an outline here. There. Okay, up. Delete. Here, here. I guess there, because remember I didn't really cut away in that view all the way down to the surface. I just got really close. Let's do this. Go center line. Find the center line from this thing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, center line. Let's go to put here. So what I want to do is select those two and say mirror about this line here. Okay, now I have it down there. I say good. Now let's do an arch or an arc. I keep saying arch instead of arc. Okay, it looks to be like the underlined circle that's underneath it. Now I'm going to select this. rotate. No, not rotate, sorry. Now I'm going to select this. I'm going to say circular sketch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4. So total of 5. I don't have to do anything. I just select it, say OK. Then I could go features, extruded cut. I just want to go from up to the surface. I want to do the cut to that surface. And on the other side, direction 2, up to the surface here. Okay. Now there's a little piece there I'm not going to worry about so much at the moment. Let's remove this. And because what I want to do here, this might generate an error because maybe I should have done this part first, but because we were doing, well, let's see. Oh, it's a Revolve Cut. Ah, look at that. Okay, where's the master shape? It's right there. Huh. I can probably make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. Sketch. One. So say 1. Can I say 1.25? But is it going to do it in the center or is it going to do at one end? I did it at one end. Maybe I can take this and drag it. Okay. I hope that's dead centered. Okay, let's select it and see what damage we've caused. Okay. I don't see any errors, so okay, it took it. Now I see this extra band, but I think I'm going to ignore this band part here because well, what if I were to print this on a FDM printer, huh? I mean on a laser on a resin printer, sorry. 0.125. Well, if that's the case, let's just add a little bit. I don't want to do the face. Let's just add a little bit of come on, select it. There it goes. Okay. And actually, let's do, yeah, we could do a face. We could do this face. No, didn't like it. Okay, let's do it old-fashioned way. Let's go piece by piece. This one, that, rotate, this, that, rotate, this, that, rotate, this, that. Okay, done. So this should print really nice, this section here. Okay. This is the new file, so let's save this. I heard I got a message. Let me switch over and see. Let's see. Now, what I'm going to do is, come on, just rotate this around. Okay, now I'm going to go to this. Let's see. Did I do both sides on top and bottom? Select this and see. Yeah, okay. So, edit feature. Remember, on some of this stuff, there might be references on other sketches where the sketch touches the fillet surface here. And since we're removing this surface now, this option on half of it, it may generate a warning, errors, in other words. So, okay. And see what damage. Yep, look at that. A common corner of the selected face's edges is too complex. Try to fillet one face edge at a time. Let's just do it. If not, I'll go ahead and just delete this. Let's go ahead and delete it and remake those areas. So fillet 10, huh? Okay, delete. Yes. Watch a chain reaction. Okay. It did pretty much what I wanted. Pretty much. There's the dividing line between that existed here from this point to this point is not there anymore. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Maybe we don't need it. I don't know. Let's see how this looks without it. Yeah, we don't need it. Actually, this actually, it might look better this way. Sometimes good things happen with from unintended as an unintended consequence. So let's see about removing. Okay, what did I? Oh, this was actually not a beveled area. It was actually sketched that way. So let's see. Ooh, look at that. Errors. Where did this error come from? I don't know. When it's errors like this, usually it's going to be hard to find because sometimes it's going to be unmarked. You don't know where, or without loading this this file again, it's going to be really hard to find where those errors were. Remember, we have a master file that I saved. I can load that up and take a look. But as I'm talking, I'm also thinking that these are the leftover beveled areas of the cut that I just deleted. So actually, it wasn't a cut I just deleted. It was a bevel that I deleted, but let's just delete this, remake it. It could also, but remember, like I said too, there's references, and so maybe that was a reference that no longer exists now because, and so now here's something. Do I need to have this part here? Can this just go straight across, and cut away like that? Anyway, let's stay on target. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. But always save your work often. You never know when a crash is going to occur. So far, SOLIDWORKS 2020 has been very good for me. Very stable. I have not really experienced many crashes. I've come across a few, But when was my last crash? Before Joe Fest, and that's like more than 2 months ago, because it didn't crash like right at Joe Fest. Okay, it crashed somewhere earlier in the year, probably twice earlier in the year, but I really don't remember. Maybe 3 times since the beginning of the year, but it hasn't crashed in a long time, so that's good. So let's take a quick look at the sketch. Sketch looks like that. Let's alter the sketch. Okay. So that's how that's going to look. Let's do the cutaway thing again. Now let's just deal with, put it back to the settings it had before. -2. Okay, I'm gonna go right up to about here. Okay. So let's just take, let's take this one. Let's make this into construction. Let's just make this, okay, well, first of all, this is probably from the middle, from here to here. Ah, okay, look at that. So, okay, let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and make a line going from here. Point 0.5 is a good, it's a good one. But now on these printers, a separation of 0.5 millimeter, these printers can easily handle it. Want to make it a little bit finer? Let's try, see, now if I could do this, okay, that this would work if I do a 1/4 millimeter, 0.25. That would also work. I'm talking about how deep the cut is going to be. Well, 0.5 millimeter is usually my standard, so let's go ahead and just make this 0.5 millimeter deep. The program is helping by already determining straight towards the origin here. Okay. If I were to continue that, you know, it looks like it would from there go straight down somewhere towards there. So, you know, the program is being helpful by going to the origin. Selecting a circle here. Yeah, that's good right there. So what I'm going to do is trim that circle. Okay, now I can delete the rest of that circle. Now I can trim this line. Oh, now I can delete the rest of that line. I just need to trim it away, basically break that line. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't want to mess around with how other sketches have references. So what I'm going to do is, it's a little bit, if this was a fresh drawing, a fresh sketch, what I would do is eliminate all of these other ones, okay, all of these other sketches, and I would make a circular array of this all around. But I know it's going to have references to this sketch. So so when I click OK up here, it's going to say, oh, there were, areas that are not found anymore. Or do you want, basically I broke the reference. So what I'm trying to do here is preserve the references by going about this in a roundabout way of not interfering with as much of these sketches as I can. And changing these to construction. So that way, I don't mess around with this sketch, that sketch, this sketch, that sketch. So any references to those should be preserved. Now, since these are now construction lines and the program will ignore construction lines, what I intend to do is select the new stuff that I just did and make a circular array. The only concern is on the new items, will these points here at the corners, will they actually touch and meet? Sometimes what happens is you'll insert the array. So, you have a part you removed, in this case, construction line, and then you put another part inside. But the program, when you zoom it in, the program shows is that actually touching. So if we get any warning messages, I bet you it'll be for that. But so we'll see if it actually joined the lines or not. So those are selected. I will go circular sketch. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. Total of 4. We can play around with this. So that just makes changes. Okay, so there. So let's go OK. Now here's the moment of truth. Ah, it did it. No errors. Yeah, no errors. Okay, so what I do now is I was just thinking of another way to have done it, but what I do now is get out of that cutaway view and got to do the same thing to this side here. Now I didn't cut and paste, so let's do this. Since we know, okay, good. Since we know what we're doing, I'm going to just find this sketch. Okay, right there. And do it real fast. I don't know who this person is. I never answer calls that I don't know the number. So if you ever want to call me, send a message to me first, giving me a heads up that you're calling, and then I will answer. So, okay, let's do this one. So I'm currently in sketch mode. Okay, got a line. I guess we just go straight to here, there, and here. Okay. Well, actually, I forgot. I want to make this just 0.5 millimeter deep. So I could say 0.5. Aha, good. Okay. Now I will do the same approach. Do the circle. Go here. Go right to there. Okay, now I'm going to trim the excess. So break it off there, break it off there, break it off there. Delete the rest. Ooh. And you know something, I now need to go back and make all of these construction lines. Construction lines, construction lines. So there's other little topics that I can talk about right now. Maybe I should just do a broadcast where I'm just talking about these other topics rather than in the CAD thing, since not everyone is interested in the CAD parts that I do. You know, um, they're interested in the results. So no, I'm just looking at these spots here. Anyway, there's a lot of little areas in this design. You know, it has me thinking. You know, as this design kind of evolved originally, it has me thinking now. You know, oh, well, maybe I should go in and make an update. You know, from fresh. Well, there's something to do, but let's see. So select these items I just did. Now I'm going to deselect the construction lines. 1, 2, come on, computer, catch up. There it goes. And I will do a circular sketch pattern. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now I'm going to say okay. Go up and see. Good, thank you. No errors at all, thank God. Okay, good. So now I'm going to remove the cutaway view and take a look. Okay, save. Now let's see other little things. Okay, let's go ahead and make this into a flat edge right here. 0.25. Do I want to go 0.25? Okay, yeah, that will show up because this is 0.25 and this one I believe is also 0.25. So total is 0.5. So 0.5 will show up pretty nice on these machines. Okay. Now for consistency, let's do the top. Okay. So done. Now let's save this. So what else can you do with a nuclear core like this, a power core? Could definitely make other props. What if I did an attachment for the top and bottom where you can attach cables to it? Interesting. I think I will try that. Yeah. See, looking at this, I come up with other ideas. See, one reason why I do want to do these nuclear cores as a standalone prop and done in plastic instead of resin is future designs. For example, sitting on a desk. Yeah, it gets kind of boring just laid on a desktop. Now, wouldn't it be nice if there was a computer display connected to it? Maybe some sort of keyboard and something on either side, left and right, suspending this off of the tabletop. And if you could do that, well, how about connecting other kinds of machinery around there, instrumentations. That might actually look good. Maybe I could do something like that and send this off as a freebie to the person who's been waiting patiently for it. But we'll see if I could do one real fast. But let's see, because I want to send this out tomorrow or the weekend. No, Friday or Saturday. So, okay, the next step to do is let's eliminate these Allen screws here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just delete it. Delete. Okay. No errors. Good, good, good. So I'm going to delete this also. Delete. See, deleting comes in, unless you specify otherwise, comes in two modes. Delete the 3D, then delete the sketch. And so I'm going to go around and do that for all of these Allen screws. These torque screws, or what's the current trend? These cap screws. These stem bolts. What happened there? Look at that. Did I delete the right thing? Maybe not. Maybe I deleted the wrong thing. Oh, maybe I'm on the sketch? I don't know. Okay. Maybe I just... Oh, you know what I did? I keep going into sketch. That's what happens. I don't do a lot of deleting. So I do more like, let's edit the sketch. So subconsciously, without thinking, I'm editing the sketch. There's one warning. Delete. You see, I was going back up to edit the sketch again. Delete. Okay, and one more. Delete. Now let's see, before I continue, let's see, what's this error all about? Is it like yesterday's? Where it couldn't find a face or plane, or maybe just references to these things here. This might be easy to remedy. When in doubt, delete. Actually, it highlights in this ugly color the trouble spot sometimes. In this case, it's these points there that I deleted were making a reference to something that no longer exists. Okay, what I want to do, let's save this again. Okay, now what I want to do here is begin to remove these. Actually, I don't want to remove that. I want to remove the spacing. So that looks like I gotta do it 4 times for each side. So delete. Yeah. I'm going to leave the sketch of this alone because I'll use it for my own reference. So this one, delete also. Yes. Okay. Now this one also delete. Yes. And this one also delete. Now let's see. I bet you there's an error. Yeah, there's a warning somewhere. Okay, these. Let's go ahead and delete these. This is in reference to support structure of the Allen screw that was done on the first day of this video series. Since deleting the extruded cuts that I just did, well, these support structures no longer have references. Because remember, I put basically a rectangle and then extruded it as deep as those cuts were. Well, remove the cuts. There's, so they're just hanging sketches, broken sketches. So, okay, save this again. Now, what we'll do with those reference circles is I'm going to just make the bump part right there. So I'm just going to select any particular side, and I'm just going to say sketch, and then just make a circle here from this point. Let's just make it right about there. 0.75. Okay, the printer should be able to handle this. There to here. Oh, come on. Zoom in more. I use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. So now I'm going to go features. I'm going to make this I can make it 0.5. That might be even 0.25 would come out okay. But let's go 0.5. 0.5. Boom. So half a millimeter tall. Okay. Maybe it's too tall. See, I was thinking of doing a bevel around it, basically making this into a dome. Yeah, we could play with it, but let's do the other sides first. So sketch, sketch, one sketch. There. This to here. Okay. This to here. Features, extruded base. 0.5, enter. And then just, okay, so now move to the next. This. There's sketch. Okay. Here to here. Features, extrude. Good, right there. And one more. Okay, this. Sketch. Okay, there. That point to there. And all the way down to here. And features, extrude. And good. Now I'm going to go to fillet. So playing around with 0.25, it's going to look like this. Maybe I should make it to 0.25. So I could do all the sides here. Come on, find the side, okay. There. There. Okay. Yeah, let's make this into 0.25, a small little bitty bump. It won't look too great in terms of the printer because it'll just be a little bump. But it'll be something there instead of the attempted holes and screws. Okay, so I did 4 times. Okay, 0.25, enter. Okay, there might be a way to just simply highlight all of them and do the change, but I don't usually do stuff like that, so I don't want to take the risk of screwing it up and then going back and having to figure out why did it not work, things like that. So, because some features on this program you can, let's say you could do something like select both of these and then do some feature. Now the feature to adjust it's not there, but you could do a batch editing on them. Sometimes you can just select everything and move multiple objects, and drag multiple objects away and do things like that. Others you can just select from the tree and then change the numbers and they adjust, and others don't. Sometimes, because of references, things are connected to others and things adjust nicely. And other times, things don't adjust nicely. So that's what I mean by screwing things up, messing around like that. 0.25. And okay, so take a quick eyeball look at this. Go view, hide all types. Okay, so save this. Is it ready for printing? I think we got all the points that we talked about done. Yeah. Okay, so this is how the core thing is going to look. Yeah, I have myself thinking about now, like some sort of parts that that I can use to suspend, or to display the core. Thinking of an easy way to do it. That might be worth another video. Maybe I should start that real fast right after this one. Okay, I'll think I'll do that. And if I could get it, because I have some ideas in my mind, if I could get this, I guess as I begin printing this, I'll end this video and I'll start the second one. This should be interesting. Yeah, I got some ideas in my mind. This should be interesting. Okay, good. And so I think I'm going to make these, I don't know, these, well, I guess I have the prototype cores here. We'll see how this comes along. Okay, let's see. So everything is saved. I go Files, Save As. Again, let me do the capture the path, because I cut and paste other things inside the design. So I no longer have the original path that I copied at the beginning of the video. Let's go to STL. Let's make this into an STL. I'm going to save, yes. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave this up. Now what I'm going to do right now, okay, off screen, I'm going to load up Cura. I'm going to load up File Explorer and enter in the path, paste. So by the time Cura comes up, I'll be able to just drag and drop the STL to it, orientate the thing so it stands vertically, make sure it has a raft, and send that to the micro SD card. And which, by the way, I have prints on that printer that I can clear out. Yeah. Stretch. Okay, good. So these pieces need to be cleaned up. Cura hasn't loaded up yet. Come on. Taking its sweet time. And let me take the SD card, the micro SD card out. Yeah, let's make sure it doesn't fall. Put it right there. Actually, let me put it into the thing. And put it into the USB slot there. Okay, there is Cura. It has loaded up. I'm just going to do this real fast. So I'll take that, drag it, loading. Okay, it oriented the thing. It's standing vertically. I just want to make sure it's got the proper side standing. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to zoom back out, select it, move it to the back, just like how I did yesterday. Raft. Okay, print quality, grid. Okay, everything's ready. I go slice. Now I go save to file. Let me actually get the new path with inside that STL folder, and just come here and just paste it. Okay, it saved the G code. I'm going to save the project file. Save. Insert the path. Enter. And saving. Okay, saved. Closed Cura. Now I'm going to turn on the USB. Okay, and I'm going to select. I'm going to change the name so it's a little bit smaller. This is a long name. Casing version 4 nuclear core hollow 2A. So I'm just going to call this one Hall 2A nuclear core. So nuclear core Hall 2A, hollow 2A. And okay, where's the folder on the micro USB? Nuclear core. Drag, drop, copy. Copying. Okay, done. So now I can remove the USB. I'm going to have to stand up and turn the thing on. Okay. Okay, on. Print. Okay, I'm going to adjust the speed. I'm going to adjust the speed once it starts printing. Right now it's 50%. I'll slow it down to about 30 and see how that goes once it finishes the raft. Okay, so I'm going to end this video, and then I'm going to immediately start the second. So stay tuned for another live broadcast. Oh, wrong thing. Let me get back to the browser. Okay, now I'm going to end the video. Stop screen. Okay. Please like and subscribe. It really helps. And the more people as subscribers and stuff, I can turn around and invite other people to come and visit a little bit more easily because they know that there's an audience. Okay. See you in just a moment.